Hare Krishna. I don't know, students. Where?
It's too cold there, Prabhu.
Long course, I think, because of that. Weekends. Generally, I think it's difficult to get the students. Okay, we'll continue. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutupada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakaanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. It's very cold here.
Is everyone okay at Prabhu, like IBVM, like because of this coronavirus, like is there?
So we are discussing Swanardha Nivritti, which is the biggest chapter. So my voice is audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I think your speaker is turned off.
Yeah, he's not hearing what I am speaking.
He's not audible?
No, Prabhu, we can.
Oh, my voice is not audible?
Right.
Achha, they are not able to unmute. It's not at all audible?
Prabhu, we can hear you, but you can't hear us. So you have to increase your volume on the speaker.
So Prabhu, actually, maybe this laptop is having problem, I think. I don't know. Now it is audible?
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear you.
Is it audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Okay, you can unmute it and you can unmute and tell me.
We are unmute, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, you
Not able to unmute?
are not able. You cannot hear us.
I was trying to communicate Prabhuji
I
to
don't
see
know
the
what is
chat.
happening.
He's not seeing the chat.
Oh, he's not seeing the chat. Okay.
Mhm.
What, Prabhu?
Guruji, I can hear you, we can all hear you, but you cannot hear us. So I think you need to increase the speaker volume.
Acha, when you spoke, I am able to hear you.
Oh, okay.
So
Can you speak?
Can you speak? Yeah, I'm hearing you now. Like, I'm speaking now. Can you hear me now from Zoom?
No, I am not able to hear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Either your Zoom volume is down or your laptop volume is speaker is low. You need to turn on so that you can hear from us.
Okay, bro.
Can you hear us now, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh,
Okay.
you're speaking, but you're not. You're not
Acha,
responding.
Acha. Okay, Prabhu. So, Anardhani Vritti, actually, we were discussing, is one of the biggest. So, it's a shower. In this. In this way, where we were actually just going to that file. So we have the recent last discussion was so the tabular form. Actually, we discussed Bhajana Kriya, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, and Prem. So in these various levels, how there are the various levels and how the different kinds of the anarthas were so eradicated, that eradication of the various anarthas so was discussed. And yeah, we discussed till the we are in another nivritti. So even those stages so is mentioned here. So in those stages like Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti. So in these the anarthas like Sukrutota, Dushkrutota anarthas are cleansed. So in Nishtha and Ruchi, in both these two stages, so in these two stages, so almost all the Sukrutota and Dushkrutota anarthas are cleansed. So that means if we see just I'm sharing the tabular form. If you see that tabular form, so there we are seeing here in the Nishtha and Ruchi, all the Sukrutota and Dushkrutota anarthas are finished, they are cleansed. So that's why sadhaka, that Vaidhi Bhakta, so one who is doing the Vaidhi Bhakti, or otherwise, actually these stages are there for even for the Raganuga sadhaka also. Because we discussed when the sadhana bhakti initially was discussed at that time, this that sadhana bhakti, the bhakti bija, so it is having the two leaves actually, so sprouting into two leaves, and one leaf is the kleshagni, another is the yes, so subhada. So kleshagni is having the two sides, one is the soft side, another is the hard side. So soft side, who is having the adhikara, so that is Raga Anuga Sadhaka and Raga Anuga Bhaktas. So on another side, that is Vaidhi Bhaktas. So that's why this Kleshagni and all these Subhada are happening in the both cases. So that's why many times students have the confusion that so first initially one will be doing the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, then after that, so one will be becoming the Raganuga Bhakta. So it is not the case actually. Even one has the contamination in the heart, but still, so he can be Raganuga Bhakta. So that means Raganuga Bhakta, it doesn't mean that he has purified everything. His heart is completely purified. Raganuga Bhakta means just he has the spontaneous attraction without, that means eh, depending on the shastric proof or the without the logic. So he is simply after hearing the pastimes or the bhakti done by the Vrajavasis, so in the Vrindavan, so he will immediately getting a attraction for uh, that actually. That means he will be after hearing immediately, so he will be getting naturally so interest. That means taste. So that means some not taste means some kind of the so lubdata, greediness. So to hear more and more. So he is not demanding any proof. He doesn't dependent on that. So that is the qualification. That's all. It doesn't mean that the purification of the heart. So, but we are not having the natural that kind of greed to hear the pastimes of the Krishna in Vrindavan. So that's why we need to. That means we are disqualified for the Raganu Bhakti. So one has to do the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. So then Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti when he does, but he cannot continue Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti continually. So because that is that Vaidhi Bhava, that means doing the bhakti out of the rules and regulations. So that is not highest goal of the absolute truth. So to achieve highest goal of the absolute truth, that is nothing but the love of the gopis in Vrindavan, the spontaneous love. So the raga, that's the deep attachment. So that to get one has to follow them actually. So that's why we don't see any kind of the rules and regulations there. So if you keep on rules and regulations as the priority, then that is also not really is the highest so are the for most perfection. In the highest perfection, rules and regulations, that means highest form of the love, in the highest form of the love. So rules and regulations are also are becoming the secondary. So that's why Raga Bhakti, one should follow the Ragatmika Bhakta. So that is needed actually. So that's why in the Bhava and Asakti onwards, so even we practice Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. So like you see here, Ruchi. Why I'm saying this total story? Because so after Ruchi, so this natural Sukrutota, Dushkrutota anarthas are finished. So and that means he will not be getting the any kind of so the material desires like the sinful desires are the pious desires, pious activities. He will not be inclined to do any sinful or the pious activities. So from the Ruchi onwards. So then that Ruchi means also anyway we're going to discuss that stage also in the tomorrow's class. So Ruchi, one get Ruchi for the holy name. So then what will happen? So then he will be by that Ruchi. So he has to. That means it's like taste he is getting now in the holy name. So in the practice in the sadhana. So then better. So he has to here shifting from so Vaidhi to because of that Ruchi. So the Raga Anuga Bhakti. So then there is a development of the Raga Bhakti in him. So he can become the highest perfection. But externally, he might be showing the following the rules and regulations, but he has to, following the Vrajavasis. That is that mood he will be cultivating inside. So that is possible from the Ruchi. And also we have seen other anarthas, bhakti yukta anarthas and aparadutta anarthas. Those will be the bhakti yukta anarthas will be very soon. Those will be finished. And aparadutta anarthas it needs time actually. That we also understood that this aparadutta anarthas are very powerful. Even in we studied in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also that. So if even one is a Bhava Bhakta, so that means his Bhava will disappear. We discussed there Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Rupa Goswami is saying. So Ratya Bhava and Rati both. So Rati, if one developed Rati, and but if he commit the offenses towards the Vaishnavas, that Rati will disappear actually. So that will go out. That's why because there is a chance of this going back. So this table was discussed. So next we will be discussing the today's topic. This is, so in this was little so some kind of, actually I can say I'm seeing the little difference actually between the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and the Jiva Goswami, and that difference is I don't know actually, the understanding maybe so is not clear from my side, but I will try to show that some kind of, so yeah, so difference between the two acharyas. So let us see. I have also some solutions, so maybe we'll see. I didn't find any exact proof, but otherwise we can also discuss. Okay, let's come to that point. Okay, now here nanu amha samhara akilam sakrud udayadeva iti yannama sakrut shravanat pukkashopi vimuchyate samsarat ityadi pramana shatat ajamiladyupakyaneshu ekasyaiva namabhasasya avidya paryanta sarva anartha nivrutti purvaka bhagavat prapakatva anubhavat bhagavat bhaktanam duritadi nivruttau uktah kramah na sangachyate. So here Purvapakshi Nanu means opponent is raising a point. So what he is saying that, yes, yan nama sakru shravanat pukkashopi vimuchyate samsarat. That means even a most sinful person will be so completely purified from his sin just by one time hearing the holy name. So this kind of statements we study in many places. So like this, hundreds of the statements are there. So pramana shatat ajamila dupakyaneshu ekasya. Even in the case of ajamila also we have seen. So ajamila only namabhas. That means so without having the sambandha gnanam, so he uttered the holy name, and by that all his sins are destroyed. Even avidya is also avidya paryanta sarva. That means avidya is also destroyed. So that means all anarthas are completely finished. That means sarva anartha nivritti purvaka, and also he became eligible for going back to the Godhead. So prapakatva anubhava anubhavad bhagavad bhaktanam duritadi nivruttau. So like this, Bhagavad Bhaktanam, in the case of the devotees, duritadi nivruttau uktah kramah na sangachyate. So that means in these devotees, like in the case of Ajamila and others case, so this sequence is not seen. So if you see in the Ajamil's case, that anartha nivrutti, that means sadhu sangha bhajana kriya, that means first of all shraddha, after that sadhu sangha bhajana kriya anartha nivrutti, so and so, that means nishtha. These kind of stages, that means these stages are nothing but what? Purification of the anarthas. So ekadeshavartini, bahudeshavartini, and prayiki, apurna, atyantiki, like this. So the different levels of the purification we are not seeing at all. And also we are hearing from the Shastra also many pramanas. So just by one holy name is enough for so finishing all the anarthas. So like that we are seeing. Then in that case, we are not seeing the krama, whatever the krama he explained till now in the anardhani vritti. Based upon anardhani vritti, this krama is there. That means all the stages. So that is not seen. So in these people's case, so then like the Purupakshi is asking, hey, so you are, we are having so many slokas, so many pramanas. So just one holy name is doing everything, and now you are explaining this elaborated process and so many stages. What is this? And like that. So Purupakshi is putting a question to us. Even avidya paryantam, even avidya is also finished just by not what about one time taking holy name. Even in the case of Ajamil, Namabhas itself is did this. So then making this kind of krama, that means this is we don't accept, like that Purupakshi is saying. So duritadi nivurtau uktah kramah na sangachyate. That means this sequence we don't accept. Na sangachyate, it is not possible. Then, so we are answering Satyam, yes. Yes. Whatever the point you made is right. Yes, Ajamil, he was not having any stages. So he didn't cross through. And even Shastra is also saying, yes, one time holy name, one holy name is enough. So yes, Bhagat Prapti is also happening by that. Only one holy name. Yes, we accept. And also we are giving, that is also true. Yes, that is true. But we have to understand few things. Namnaha etavatyeva shakti natra sandeha. That means yes. That means what our Shastra is saying, one holy name is destroying all the anarthas finished. So he's also is becoming eligible for the going back to God. Yes, that is true. There is no doubt in that. But parantu, that's right, but is there. Saparadhishu aprasannena tena yat swashakti samyak na prakashyate tadeva dushtatadinam jivatu iti avagantavyam. So yes, but the point is saparadishu, that means whoever is committing the offenses towards the holy name, so tena yat swasakti samyak na prakashyate. So in their case, this holy name is not manifesting its all the powers, na prakashyate. So that's why in their case, dushtatadinam, that means this kind of the weak people are the offenders. In those offenders case, so we are not seeing that one holy name is delivering or is destroying all the sins, all the kinds of dhanadhas, and becoming eligible for the Krishna, going back to the Godhead. So that is we are not seeing because of that. So their offenses. So kintu yamadhutanam, so tad akramane na shakti. But here, this is the point actually I am want to say here. Kintu yamadhutana, even the the assistants of the Yamaras, so they tad akramane na shakti. Here tad akramane na shakti. So that means Yamadutas, even he is offender, and he will not be taken, or he will not be punished by the Yamadutas. So he is the offense, he is doing the offenses towards the holy name, but still he will not be taken by the Yamadutas. Why? That means he is chanting again and again holy name, but he is doing the offenses. And here what so Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing, Kintu Yamadutanam tadakramane na shakti means Yamadutas, they don't have the ability or power to take those offenders. Nate yamam pashabrutascha tadbatan swapnepi pashyanti ityadehi. So here what is that proof he is giving? We are reading from the Bhagavatam. This is from the Bhagavatam. Nate yamam pashabrutascha tadbatan swapnepi. That means so this is a full sloka actually. Sakrun manah Krishna padara vindayoh niveshitam tad gunaragi yamaihi gunaragyirhi nate yamam pashabrutascha tadbatan swapnepi pashyantihi chirna nishkrutaha. So if we see the translation of this, Sakrun Mana, even one time mind is entering into the lotus feet of the Krishna, that means what kind of mind? Tad guna ragi. That means becoming attached to the qualities of that Krishna. So that kind of mind, so he is one time is absorbed in the lotus feet of the Lord. So that's what will happen. And those people, so those who are having that kind of mind, so those people even in the dream also they don't see the servants of the Amaras, so Amabatan, Tadbatan. So this is the point actually. That means sometimes this is the kadachit ki raga bhasa bhakti, actually it is. So raga abhas, that means like raga bhaktas, how they have the attachment for the Lord. So that kind of raga bhakti, so abhasa. So that too kadachitki means only for the some moment, only for the few moments it is appearing. So that kind of even that kind of devotees will not be taken by the Yamadutas. So this is the main point what he is mentioning here. Yamadutas are not daring to take that person. So, but whoever is doing the continuously holy name and even he is having the offenses towards the holy name, so he will not be taken by Yamaras actually. So that is the point he is mentioning here, Vishwanath Chakra Thakur. If we see the understanding that is, but the point is, and also he is saying one more point, final point in this. Navidyate tasya yamaihi shuddhihi ityatra yamaihi means here yogangaihi iti vyakya. And also these offenses, whatever the offenses one does, so those offenses will not towards the holy name, those will not be purified by the, so in the Ashtanga Yoga, that yama niyama, was by following the strict rules and regulations, those will not be cleaned. But in the general sin, that can be cleaned by the yama niyama. So that means by controlling senses, by controlling the mind, by austerities, by the brahmacharya vrata, by swadhyaya, and so on. So that general sin will be clean, but these nama paradas, so those will not be clean. So this point is okay, but only point is here only the point is that offender, that means tad this line Yamadutanam tad akramane na shaktihi. So Yamadutas, they don't, even those dushtas, that weak people who are offenders of the towards holy name, so those will not be taken by the Yamadutas. So and also he is giving Natya Yamam Pashabrutans Tadbatan Swapnepi Pashyant Ityadehe. This is the proof he is giving. So whoever is getting the one-time momentary attachment for the Lord, so those people also will not be carried out or will be taken out by the Yamadutas, messengers of the Yamaraj. So like that we are seeing. So but in the Bhakti Sandarbha we were seeing there, if you all remember, so the Raja and Nruga, actually, Nruga case we have seen. If you remember, here Jiva Goswami is mentioning Nruga is taken to the Yamalok because, yeah, so the point is, even he is a devotee, he was, because Nruga himself said, I am the devotee, like that. So even he is a devotee, but still he was taken to the Yamadutas. The reason is he has the offense, that's tadarthavadaha. Even after studying the scriptures, understanding the glories of the bhakti, still he was having the faith in the, otherwise his faith is not properly developed and not able to fully take into the bhakti and behave like Ambarish Maharaj. He was not. And he was performing the yajna and he was so much, that means karma. He was very much interested in that. So there we have seen. So if I think you are all remembering that, otherwise that point you should note. There the Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami said that point. But here also he gave the proof that if we remember what is that Anucheda, anyone remember that? Yeah, it is from the 153. So Katyayana Samhita Yannama Kirtana Phalam Vividham Nishamya Na Sraddhati Manute Yad Utardhavadam Yo Manusha Tamiham Dukha Chaye Kshipami Samsara Ghora Vividharti Nipiditangam. This is from the Katyayana Samhita. So here Srila Jiva Goswami is giving this example. And also from the Padma Purana also it is said, Arthavadam Hare Namni Sambhavayati Yahnaraha Sa Papishto Manushanam Niraye Patati Sputam. Yeah, so just I will read out and then I will. Arthavadam Hare Nami. If someone is doing the Hardavad, that means considering the glories of the Hari's name, Nehanara, that means he is Arthavada, he is claiming the glories of the holy name are just exaggeration. And Sa Papishtaha, that sinful person. So Niraye Patati, that means he will be falling in hell. Sputam, that means that is clear. So I think maybe out of all offenses, this offense is because here only Hare Namni. So Sambhavati Yahanaraha Arthavadam. So Arthavadam, I think only this for this offense. He didn't say that the offenders, all offenders are going to the hell. So now the point is here we should understand that. So Arthavada, this offense, that sixth, Tadarthavadaha. So the fifth offense actually. So by that, one will be going to the hell. And what about other offenses? It is not clearly mentioned here. Even in the Katyayana Samhita also is saying Arthavada case only. They will be going back to the even if they are devotees, but they will be sent to the hell. But here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing, but who is doing the devotion, but even he is offender of towards the holy name, so he is not captured by the Yamadutas. He will not be taken by the Yamadutas. So that is the point. Okay, now we'll take the questions. So Gopi Jana Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I have two questions.
Yeah.
Just because this Mriga has been taken to Yama, so
Yeah.
Are we concluding that he has not developed that faith in the scriptures and then holy name?
Yes.
And at the same time, just because he has not been taken, we are concluding that Ajamela was having a faith in the holy name, or
Yes.
how can we?
Ajamila Prabhu.
No, how can we conclude just because Ajamela was not being taken to Yamaraj,
Yeah.
although meeting Yamadutta,
Yeah.
We are saying that he was having a faith in the scriptures or faith in the holy name, so that that he has not committed the aparadhas, or all the aparadhas have gone. How can we say that? Now you gave the example of Nriga. He was being taken to Yamaraja.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Just
So because
because
in Nriga's case, if we see, Nriga himself is saying, so he himself is quoting that he is the devotee. So he's asking the Lord also. So I am the devotee, but still, so I was taken. He was saying himself actually to the Lord, his whole history. He was devotee, but the point is, he also, Nruga was king and he was well educated and knows the glories of the bhakti. And that's why he was saying himself as a devotee. But still he was carried to Yamalok by the Yamadutas. But he was also performing the karma kanda so very faithfully. But if we see in the case of Ajamil, so he was completely left over all the scriptures and scripture knowledge, and completely he was not at all a devotee. If we see in the Bhagavatam anywhere, he was not mentioned as a devotee. And also one more point, he is not at all having the any, that means arthavada, that mind kind of offense he didn't do at all, because even he doesn't have any faith in the karma also. He didn't do karma also. He's not a karmi also. He is a papi. So completely he was doing the sinful activities for his livelihood also. So he was not a karmi, not using the bhakti as the gauna and for the as assistant of the karma, and he was not trying for the any karma kanda, performing karma kanda. Is completely grossly sinful person, and that's why in his case we cannot apply the arthavada. In the case of Ajamil, arthavada principle we cannot apply. Arthavada means what? So even after studying the glories of the bhakti and not believing in those and thinking that means not putting the completely accepting fully faithfully those, and think that these glories are simply exaggeration. That means they're described here in the scriptures just to promote the bhakti, but actually they are not that. So such a opinion towards the sastric statements of about the bhakti, then that is arthavada offense.
it's okay. We are trying to, I mean, a statement is being made that if you don't have, after fully understanding, if you don't have a faith, then you have to face the consequences. This part is clear, but how can we connect that to Ajamela first case? That because sometime back I heard Ajamela fell down because he was doing a karma kandi. He was not actually doing a bhakti. If he would have been doing the bhakti, he wouldn't have fallen down. This is what we have discussed. I mean, either in this class or some devotee said in another class. So he was not even a devotee. He was doing it as a ritual, as what you call, as a practice by force in the family tradition sort of a thing he was doing. That is the reason he fell down.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
So while saying that and this, I'm not able to connect first question.
Because he was, but when he was observing that Vesha, that means that Sudrani doing that means conjugal love with that person, and he saw that scene. So at that time he was practicing the gnana, that means various limbs of the gnana sadhanas, and he was doing the faithfully, is following his father. So but those will not save. Then after that, where is karma kandi? He is left everything. So he was enjoying, he's stealing money, he's robbery. He was not a karmakandi.
Then how he
So-
was saved here?
Huh?
Then how he was saved from going from the Yamapuri?
So because he took the Nama, that's one holy name.
Okay,
It
so it
destroyed
is-
all the previous sins and the present sins.
Okay, so we are taking the here example of the strength of the holy name.
Yes.
Another question, Prabhuji, was, I mean, I could not understand maybe when Prabhuji was saying, maybe Prabhuji said that when all the anarthas have slowly gone, Dushkrutota and Sukrutota, then our desire for the sense gratification will slowly fade away, and we gradually develop everlasting ruchi to follow the Raganuga Bhaktas.
Hmm.
Can you please explain me a bit more, Prabhuji, here? When that means, as of now, what I understand is Raga Marga is different than the Vaidhi Marga.
Mhm.
Developing taste for the Lord, hearing the glories of the Lord or serving the Lord is different, and Marga is different. How from Vaidhi Marga to Raga Marga he will jump at the Ruchi? I mean, maybe I am confused. Can you explain me once again?
So Raga Marga and Vaidhi Marga. So Raga Marga means what actually? Raga Marga means?
Prabhuji said that having a natural taste.
Raganuga, you are saying, or Raga Marga?
No,
Following
in the class, Prabhuji said that just now.
yeah.
I
You are
mean,
asking that means
I
Raga
understood
Anuga
like that.
Bhakti. So that means Raga Anuga Bhakti means what? Following the Vrajavasis in the Vrindavan. So we
Okay,
should
so
not.
it's a Raganuga Bhakti, it's not Raga Marga.
Yeah. So why we do Raganuga Bhakti from there means Raganuga Bhakti means following the Raga Bhaktas, Ragatmika Bhaktas. So that is the system actually. Otherwise, we will not go to the Vrindavan. If we don't follow the Vrajavasis, we will go to the then. So Vaikuntha only. If we continue the Vaidhi, that means Vidhi Bhava. So Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti will be till the only Asakti. After that, Bhava Bhakti is coming. So even in the Bhava stage also, Vaidhi Bhava is there. That means rules and regulations. Then we will not go to Vrindavan.
So Prabhuji, what I could understand is, after that stage, we will get a natural taste to follow
Yes.
a particular devotee whom.
No, not particular duty. We should develop by the association. So as per association, so after Ruchi, so one will be developing the attraction towards the following the some people of the Vrajavasis. So it's not necessary that but as a Raga Rupanugas, we will be following the Rupa Goswami, and we will be doing the bhajan whatever the way he prescribed. So after that, so that is our system actually. We are Rupanugas and we are following the Kamanuga Bhakti. So that means the gopis, and we want to follow the gopis and the or otherwise manjaris who are also like having the different. That means they don't want to Kamanugas also two different types. That's Sambhoga Ishta, and some people are just Tad Bhava Prapti. Sambhoga Ichuka. That means some like gopis, they want to directly participate in the uniting with the Lord. But some they don't want to unite, but they just want to get the bhava like that. So those are all the like manjaris. So that's why we'll be following the Kama Anuga also. So Tad Bhava Prapti. So those. So like that we should do bhajan from the Ruchi onwards. We should develop that kind of attraction towards the any particular inhabitants of the Vraja. So then only we will be the way they did bhakti. So then only we can go back to the Vrindavan. Otherwise, keep on just following the rules and regulations and Vaidhi Bhakti only if you do, then what will happen? This Vaidhi Bhakti will not take anyone to Vrindavan. They will go to the Dwarika or otherwise Vaikunta.
So, Prabhuji, you mean to say it is naturally that taste will develop at that stage to follow
Taste
the
will develop for the
Rupanada?
holy name, but we should develop in association attraction for the Vrindavan Vrajavasis. Yes, so Ramcharan, you can think on, then Ramcharan Prabhu will ask the questions, okay? So
Thank you.
Ramcharan Prabhu.
Yes, true. So I have like this question when we are referring this verse from sixth canto, text number 1, like chapter number 1, text number 19, where it says Sakran Mana Krishna Padar Vindya.
Yes, Prabhu.
So this is like what I'm hearing is like is that what Sukdev Goswami is giving a principle here, that
Yes.
even if someone like chant the name of like completely absorbed in once,
Yes.
then this person will not see Yamraj or his order carrier even in the dream.
Yes.
So and then he's quoting example of Ajamila. So
Yes.
in Ajamila case, he saw Yamdutas.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe this by mistake or whatever, but like when Sukdev Goswami gave this principle and then he quoted this example. So then is Ajamila fitting to that example, like in this principle?
Yeah.
Because
Yes, this as Prabhu, your question I understood. So Ajamil is really fitting for that because Yamadutas came by mistake actually. So Yamadutas, they should not come because in the case of Ajamil also. So that's why they understood and so Vishnudutas immediately came and they sent them out. Why you people came actually, and also they understood from their master. So yes, and he gave warning to them. You couldn't have gone there. So that's why the principle example is correct only. So only it is the mistake of the Yamadutas, not the principle.
so like the question comes like, is that mistake happen only once or it can happen again?
This can happen many times because the Yamadutas always changes in every Manvantara. All the devatas are changing in every Manvantara. All the devatas will be changing.
So we can say that like Vishnu are guarding us. Like if Yamdutas come, they will punish them. Like if by chance they will come not following their principles.
No, they didn't get any punishment, but yes, this is this can happen. This is the Leela, and this is in the scriptures. Means this will be repeated again and again because people are changing. Na? Yamadutas next time another Yamadutas will be coming, and another group of Yamadutas they will be also not knowing, and they will be doing same thing like that.
So and then like when you say Sakran Mana Padarvindu means like when you completely like helpless condition, because Jamila chanted the name in a very helpless condition, like completely absorbed there, like in his son, and then he chanted. So is
No,
that name like we can say he skip the he directly come to some kind of all the stages he skip and then he come to like Ruchi or Asakti, like where he actually chanted, like, or is it like the beginning stage like where he chanted?
his chanting is not at all a chanting actually. It's Nama Bhasa only. So that means there is no absorption at all. And it is like Shraddhaya Helaya. That means it's chanted Vyavashaha. Actually, if you see the sloka, so Vyavashaha means he was out of fear because of the Yamadutas. So being in that fear of that, and so just because of having the attachment for his son. So in that attachment, he just trying to call his son, and at that time he was that Vyavasha means we should understand that there Vyavashaha means so helpless means not that out of the pure devotion helplessly he chanted by the Dhinata like in the Gajendra, that Vyavashata we should not take. So he was fully having the attachment and having the fear from the Yamadutas, and in that fear, so he was even not able to utter the sound properly. Narayana. Still, so Vishnudutas came. So that is the understanding. But the purification of the Amara, all the sins, in the case of Ajamil, happened by the initial holy name itself at the time of the name giving ceremony. That we already discussed.
But through this shloka, like 6.2.7, where it says Vivisho, they are like Shilurpa says that even though he did not chant purely, he chanted without offense, and therefore he is now pure and eligible for liberation. So like
where it is given? Where it is given, Prabhu?
6 to 7.
Okay, your Prabhupada purport you are reading, or the?
Yes, Prabhupada purport. Like, see, no, in the translation, see, 6 to 7. This shloka, ayam hi krata nirvesho janma koti aham shamapi yajvyaharan vivisho nam swastanam hari.
Yeah.
So there he's saying that because the Vishnudutas telling to Yamdutas that because he chanted in a helpless condition, so Prabhupada is translating that therefore he is now pure and eligible for liberation. And we have heard many times that at the time of Namkarana Samskar, as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentioned, that he completely become pure from all the previous thousands of sins. So but here he's saying that because he chanted here, now he's become liberation, free from liberation. He's completely pure now. So it means there are some contamination was there before, even that after chanting. Because he was still living with it.
Yes, Prabhu. We discussed this. I also said here this sloka we discussed long back also. If you all remember, what is that? I am he. Here you see how the anvaya goes here. There is I am he kruta nirvesha janma koti janmakotyamhasam api. That means kruta nirvesha. So that means, so I am he kruta nirvesha janmakotyamhasam api yad vyajahara vivasho nama swastyenam harehe. So he already kruta nirvesha means, so he already performed all austerities and he is purified. Kruta means done already. That means the first holy name. So by that he completely purified, which was that sin done in the many lives. Ammasa means sin. So the sinful activities, Janma Koti means millions of the lives. Whatever he did, the sin in the millions of the life, that means Janma Koti Hammasam. Pruta Nirvesha, that means he cleaned that. So that means that's why. So Vyajahara Vivasho Nama Swasteyanam Harehe. So because of that only he was able to chant holy name. Vivasha means out of fear. That means of the Yamadutas, and he chanted not so properly. So and Swastyanam Harehe. So he then at that time, so Vishnudutas came. So this is the understanding actually. And we also established Siddhanta that, so who Kruta Nirvesha, that means he Ajamila completely purified in his heart. That's why he was able to chant the holy name at the time of the death. And that's why, so Vishnu Lord arranges such a situation. That means this Siddhanta is like this then. So whose heart is completely purified, and those people only get the opportunity to chant the holy name at the time of death. This is the Siddhanta actually. Otherwise, if anyone is having offenses and also because of offenses, then definitely is not purified. And that person also can remember? No, he cannot remember. It's not possible. Kruta Nirveshaha. So this meaning we should take. We discussed, you remember? So
yes. Now I remember. Now it's coming. When you explained again, now it's come to me. Yes, we discussed that.
Archana Bhakti Mata, you were there?
Yes, Prabhuji. I remember.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, can you explain once again, if it is possible, in a short form?
Yes, Prabhu. So what Prabhuji is asking here, based upon the translation, he is asking, Ajamala is purified by the last holy name. So he chanted. Like that we are seeing from the translation, but the understanding is even Jiva Goswami and also Vishwanath Chakra Thakur, both were explaining on this in the same lines. So they are saying, and also grammar is also clearly supporting here. You see, Sanskrit noun, Kruta Nirveshaha. That means he is purified. So of what? Purified of the sins done in the many billions of the lifetimes. So then, because that's why the yad means, that's why Vyajahara means he uttered. So Nama, that means Harer Nama. So Hari's holy name, Vyavashaha. Vyavashaha means out of fear.
How he was
So-
purified? How can we say he is purified? He was doing all sinful activities.
Yeah, that is coming, Prabhu. In the today's discussion, it will come. So actually, he is not doing those out of the sinful mood. Those like the that condition also Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that why he did after the first holy name. So yes, he is purified, then still he is doing the sinful activities. So that
First
means
holy name means in his Purvashrama, you mean to say?
no. So holy Namakarana Samskara.
Okay,
At
that means
time
in his childhood.
No. For his son's Namakarana Samskara. Narayana's Namakarana Samskara.
So at that
That means now when Ajamila so was at the time of death, so now that Narayana's age is 5 years, so that means maybe Namakarana some 6 months after birth, 6 months later, so they will be doing. So now you can 4.5 years, so he was doing the sinful activities. Even by that holy name, he purified everything, all the sins, but still he was doing the
okay.
Sinful activities. But those sinful activities are not having any reactions. Those sinful activities are not having any reactions, because like the snake, if you take out the leaks of the snake, the poison from the leaks, so even if it bites, it will not give any effect, any no harm for in the life. The same way, even Ajamala did these sins, so those will not be having any effect. So then why he was the avidya? That means even avidya is completely purified. So by that holy name, one nama bhasa. So why he did then the sinful activities? So then he should not do. So then that the reason Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives that, because on that Namakarana Samskara day for his son, so he was chanting the holy name, and next day onwards, he in the very drastical behavior in his changes. So then that means that is secondary result of the bhakti, and if it is manifesting like that, Bhakti Maharani, if manifest her glory outwardly also, visible to all the common people, so then what will happen? People will be using this for the only the sake of cleaning their sins, and then they will be not using the bhakti for the highest purpose. So then that will be the once again, that's why Bhakti Maharani hides her glories. So like that. So that means we have seen that we discussed. So yes, Prabhu. So now if you come to this present our topic, in this topic anyway, we are trying to stick to this. So if the main point is what is said in today's discussion, in some that means whoever is having the offenses, in their case only we are observing these stages. That means especially nama parada. Whoever is having the nama parada, their case saparadha, saparadishu. That means aparadi. That means offenders. So aparadottanartha. So not the sukruta, dushkruta, or bhaktyutta. Aparadottanarthas are there. Then only you will be seeing these stages. Otherwise, in others' case, there is no this kind of stages will not be seen. So that means anyone does the so offense towards the holy name, aparadas. That means aparada. It's not mentioned that exactly the nama aparada, but offenses are done. Then what will happen? So then in that case, so the stages are observed. And here, what is one more important point? Here, Vishwanath Thakur is saying that even he is doing bhakti and he having the aparadas, but he was not touched by the Yamaraj. That point he is saying, but that is also what kind of aparada? One exception is there, because we have to reconcile the Jiva Goswami's opinion also. Jiva Goswami is saying that if anyone has the Arthavada, that means the fifth offense, so in their case, they will be going to the hell. So then except that any other aparadas are there, so those will be, even if they have other aparadas, those will not be taken to the hell. So like that, so we are considering now, because based upon the both teachings of the acharyas. So, and these aparadas are cannot be cleaned by the yama niyama, so and so. Even if you follow the yama niyama, those will not purify. Okay, so these are the points we are understanding from here. And yeah, Mahaseva Prabhu, so quickly you can ask, and so that we can yeah, go to the next.
Simple question only. Prabhuji, this you said not that Raganuga like some Vrindavan Vasi. So that is like the existing devotee. I mean, that could be the pure devotees also, not like some Manjaris or Gopis or Yasodamai and like that, no, Prabhuji. Or,
Yeah,
or the existing devotees in Ram Vrindavan. What does it mean?
No. Whom we see in the scriptures.
Achha.
Yeah. Because we have to be in the association of that kind of devotees. Whoever is following the Raganuga Bhakti, whoever is doing Raganuga Bhakti, so then only we can become the Raganuga Bhakti. So otherwise, that is also carefully should be done based upon the authentic process. Otherwise, there is a good chance to victimize. That means Siddha Pranali, this, that, and yeah, there is a problem. Yes. So like that's why authentic process. Bhajana Guru, we need proper Bhajana Guru for that, for doing the Raganuga Bhakti. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, you said explaining about the two leaves, Kleshagni and Shubhada.
Yeah.
So you said we will see these stages even in a Raganuga Bhakta. So I thought you said no. Or my question is, can someone do Raganuga Bhakti while still having Sukritota, Dushkritota Anarthas and Bhaktiyota
Yes,
Anarthas?
Mataji. Yes.
Because you
That's
said
possible.
after Ruchi stage one goes to Raganuga, right? So by that stage, there will be no.
Yeah, that's why if we say that, then yeah, initially itself Klesha, Agni, Subhada, these will not be given. So the point is, yeah, in the Vaidi, this point what I am saying, that is based upon the Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, so we follow this. So Raganuga Bhakti and the Vaidi Sadhana Bhakti, both are parallel lines actually. And in our case, we travel into the Vaidi Bhakti, and after that we shift to the Raganuga at one. But both are the parallel tracks only, like the two sides of a leaf.
So is Raganuga also recommended? Someone can directly take to Raganuga from the beginning?
Yes. That is, if he has the Lobha, so greed, so he doesn't need to follow any Vaidi Bhakta. Like that, we read that Jiva Goswami was saying, so Rupa Goswami was saying that the Pushti Margis, so Vallabha Sampradaya, they are following this Raganuga Bhakti.
Because my understanding is that we are all, because this path is given by Rupa Goswami for the people of Kali Yuga. So it is understood that we have all these, we are carrying all these anarthas and, in our hearts. So the way to follow is, right? Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatri Vidhimvina Aikantiki Harir Bhakti Utpata Eva Kalpate. So then how it is recommended that someone can directly take to Ragamarga?
Because if they have lobha, so those will be, what is the qualification? You should not forget the qualification. If someone has such a natural attraction, so then why, that means what is difference between Vaidhi and Raganuga? So Raganuga, so is the lobha he is having. Lobha for what? Lobha for the whenever he heard the pastimes of the Vrajavasis, so immediately he is getting the lobha for hearing those. That is condition. Lobha whenever he hear the pastimes of the Vrajavasis with the Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, then immediately if you get the attraction for that, the greed for that greed for the hearing those, then he is eligible for the Raganuga Bhakti.
So then he can also be having all these, it is possible to get raga even while having all
Yeah.
these.
Yes. He is having natural attraction, but he might be having some contamination. So because there the condition is not set that the purified heart only. Only thing is he doesn't demand, or he doesn't need of the any shastra of the vishwasaha. That means shraddha. So he doesn't need to have this shravanam mananam. So these things are not required. So in the case of the Vaidhi Bhaktas, they are studying the scriptures and deliberating on that, and then after that developing the Shraddha. And since now they developed Shraddha, so that's why they're able to do the bhajan.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Shall we move to the next topic? Acha. Everyone is raising hand.
No, Prabhuji, it's better we understand it before going.
Okay, Rukmini Mohan Prabhu.
Just a quick question.
Voice
First thing
low,
is,
yeah, now it is okay. You come forward, then yeah.
okay. So, Puji, when the qualification was discussed by Srila Jiva Goswami in Bhakti Sandarbha, he said he discussed two kind of Shraddha. One is Shastriya Shraddha and Laukik Shraddha. So, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says when Sambandha Gyan is missing, then you can't chant the holy name purely.
Yes.
So in the Rag Marga, they have a Sambandha which is not based on Shastra. That's why they are qualified for Raganuga.
Yeah. Yes.
So they don't need the qualification for the Vedi because they are already qualified for that. Is it correct understanding?
Yeah, because very rarely, that means Raganuga, qualified people for Raganuga Bhakti are millions, thousands and millions is one actually. Virala, because here Rupa Goswami's opinion, that is, he said it is very rare to find. So that means they had some Sukruti, and he didn't explain that. So why they got that kind of greed for that, hearing these Vrajavasi, that means pastimes. But if they are having lobha, so even if they follow the bhajan process, definitely they will be developing. They will be even Sambandha Gnana, they will be developing definitely. So yeah, that will be our other way, because while doing the bhajan, so since that natural attraction, so they will be, because they are hearing, so those pastimes. And yes, we also sometimes will be seeing some people are getting a natural attraction to some Western music. All of a sudden they will become mad of that, and they don't know that many intricacies, but they are mad, and then after that everything is revealed to them. Yes, they get understand of that. So that kind of attachment actually.
One more, I was not able to totally understand how you reconcile this context with the Shri Goswami's Tin Niga going to hell.
Yeah.
So it is particular to that offense, you said, right?
Yeah. Because
and other offenses.
Yeah. In Bhakti Sandarbha we are seeing clearly, and also he quoted also in the Padma Purana. Arthavadam Harer Namni Sambhavayati Yahanaraha Sa Papishtah Manushanam Niraye Patati Sputam. whoever doing the fifth offense, Arthavada, Tadarthavada, so that sinful person definitely will go to the hell. Padma Purana itself is saying. So then, but here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that so the person who is doing the bhajana and he is having aparadas, so he will not be captured by the Yamadutas. These two statements. So, but if one is doing the fifth offense and he is not at all doing the bhakti and he is only a sinful person, obviously he can go to that. So, and also we have seen in the case of Nruga case, his devotee is doing the bhakti process, and Jiva Goswami is giving their clearly example. So Nruga's case, he is doing the bhakti also, and he is having the Arthavada, that means sixth offense, fifth offense he is doing, and that's why he was taken by the Yamadutas to the Yamalok. So that means what Jiva Goswami is saying, that means Arthavada offense is there, then he will be going to the hell. So that point is already established in the Bhakti Sandarbha, which is before to the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And now here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that if some devotee and he is having offenses also, he will not be taken. He will not be touched by the Yamadutas. So then how to just adjust this? So then Jiva Goswami is speaking about this specifically one offense. And here he is saying about the all offenses, Vishwanath. So then, okay, maybe for that offense, they will be going, and other offenses, so they are not touched. So I'm just in this point I struck actually. So this is the point.
Thank you.
If I get the better clarification, then I will do in the future. So let me continue the other portion.
Prabhuji, last question, if it is okay. Prabhuji said that we need to have a bhajana guru.
Yes, Prabhu.
How? Okay, we are already in the system. We are already following Prabhupada and his devotee, his disciples as our Diksha Guru or our Siksha Gurus, whosoever it is. And then, do you mean to say beyond this, we have to be searching around after going at that place, or how we can get that bhajana guru, or how?
Yeah.
Can you?
Bhajana Guru means here many times Siksha Guru is only the Bhajana Guru. But Siksha Guru is helping in the identifying our problems and uplifting us from those problems, solving those problems of devotional problems, obstacles. So that is the Siksha Guru's case, actual role. And Diksha Guru, he will give you the Diksha, and so that we can do the Pancharatar Vidhi and we can follow the process, Archana process. So now, in general, actually, Siksha Guru is only the Bhajana Guru. It happens actually. And also sometimes Bhajana Guru is also separate. That is also possible. Varieties, if you see in the Bhakti Sandarbha. So, but he proved actually from the 11th canto, generally Siksha and Bhajan will be the same. And also, but it not necessary also. You can have separate Bhajana Guru also. Or otherwise, sometimes Diksha Guru, in our case, someone's case, in my case, my Diksha Guru is my Siksha Guru also, because so from the day one I was connected to him. So that's why that is also possible. But only the principle, that means Siksha is one and Diksha and Bhajan. So, but I sometimes Siksha and Diksha also sometimes only one Guru, or otherwise the Diksha and the Bhajan also one Guru. It is possible actually. But the thing is, mainly why I am mentioning here Bhajana Guru. So that means that Raga Anuga Bhakti properly should be done actually. Like the previous Acharyas, so Bhaktivinoda Thakur, others, they so identified the way the bhajan has to be done. So even that means the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So that such a careful measurements should be taken care. Because in the Vaidhi Bhakti, we will be doing the based upon the rules and regulations, there is no problem. But in the Raga Anuga Bhakti, when we turn to that, so then there is a lot of, that means offenses should not happen, and also we should not deviate, and that means that relations whatever developed, that means the way the mood we should develop properly, mood has to be developed, so that also should be properly followed. The rasas, that means Kamanuga Bhakti, if you want to develop, so then that should be the followed by the Rupa Goswami's instruction in the Ujjwal Nilamani, and also Preeti Sandarbha, the rasa, if you want to develop, bhava, if you want to develop, that should be the proper systematic. It's not rasa bhas or otherwise viruddha bhas. So those measurements should be taken care. So that's why we need the proper guidance there.
That means we need to be searching for a person who is in that
No,
level,
our
or
own
how?
guru also can explain. If we meet him and if he sees that our greed for the holy name and progressing, that's why one has to always in touch with his guru and under his directions. So we will be doing the progressive, that means devotional practices.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to we don't need to search. That means if our own guru is ready to, they can guide.
You were saying they can guide.
Yes.
That means they cannot also sometimes, you mean to say?
No. I'm not, that is not my sense. So we have to approach and we should ask. So I'm where I am. So what is my now next step?
So you mean to say, depending upon our interest,
Yes,
our
yes.
enthusiasm,
Yes.
accordingly they will guide us as we progress
Yeah.
forward.
Yes.
Thank you.
They have ability to guide. So we have to approach and find that.
Okay, it's a far stage for me, but I'm just trying to.
If guru is not present and still we are not able to reach to that level when our guru is there, but our guru passed, so then what we should do? Then we have to see that guru, whomever he is, that means in the last will you will be writing. So if I am not there, then you follow him, you follow this guru, and you follow my god brother or your senior god brother. That means your senior god brother, him you should follow. Like that, he will be giving the guidelines for us. Then we have to approach them. And if they are not ready to guide, then they will show us to some other person. So this is the proper person, and you can approach that great Vaishnava and learn. So like that, so we'll be following and finding.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, bro. Oh, okay. So next, this is also next point. Yatha samarthena paramadhyena api swamina krutaparadha swajano yadi na palyate kintu tatra udhasyate tada eva dukkha daridrya ajamil dukkha daridrya malinya shokadaya kramena labdha avasarah bhavanti natu anyadiya janaha kepi kadapi iti neyam. So here what Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing, he's saying that sometimes we'll be seeing the master. He is very powerful master, and towards him some servant commit any offenses, but that servant is belonging to him only, but he committed any offenses. Then what he will be doing? So then at that time we'll be seeing that servant will be undergoing some kind of pain and also poverty and some kind of the dirty life and also lamentation, so many. So because he rejected, he offended his master, so because of that he will be facing this kind of results, some sorrow and so and so. And but still master considers him conscious that person as his servant only, but still there is some kind of this problems that the servant is facing, some kind of results is getting. That is happening. That's anytime you'll be seeing the office also somewhere or the the material world also. If someone is doing something, that means some mistake towards the management, and management will be giving the punishment for them, and so that he'll be losing the some facilities and undergoing the so temporarily some kind of pain and that. But still that management or otherwise that master will be considering him as his servant only. But that doesn't mean that the now master will be now this servant is doing the mistake and he will not be considering any another person who is not his servant as the servant. So that means so who are not surrendered to him, he will not consider them as his servant. So he will not approach the that means others who are not surrendered towards him. So that is the point. That means natu anyadiyaha janaha kepi kadapi iti. Tata, that same way. So punaha swamino manobhirochinya anuvruttau satyam shanaihi tat prasada dukkha daridhyadaya shanaihi apayanti. Tata, the same way. So and what happens? Next, what happens? Now that servant, now yes, is started behaving according to the master. And manobhirochinya manuvruttav. That means according to his master, that servant started following the behavior, changing his character and behavior. So according to the taste of his master, then what will happen? Slowly, gradually, that means tat prasada dukkha daridhyadya. That means slowly. That means his master showing his understanding and showing the mercy to him, and he will be once again making sure that his poverty will be going out and he will become happy. So yeah, this is the system. This is the example. Like that what? Bhagavad Bhakta Shastra Guru Prabhuti Bihi Amayaya Muhu Sevitaihi. So Shanaireva Tasya Namnaha Prasade Duritadi Namapi Shanaihi Nashaha Iti Nasti Vivadaha. So someone who is faithfully serving the Bhagavad Bhakta Shastra Guru. That means devotees of the Lord, scriptures, and the Guru. So, Bihi Sevitaihi Shanaihi Eva Tasya Namnaha Prasade Duritanam. So, someone is serving these role, but he is committing, if he committed the offense towards the holy name, then what holy name will be doing? So, holy name also, holy name is like here master. So, then it is taking out his mercy. That means holy name will be taking out his mercy towards that devotee, because he is offender now. Then duritadinam shanaihi eva nasha iti nasti vadaha. Nacha mama kopi napi nasti nama parada iti vaktayam. So then once again, then he corrects his behavior. He start, that means he will be nama parada. That means he avoids the nama parada. Then what will happen? Then holy name once again start giving the mercy. Like the way in the middle world also master start giving the mercy by seeing the change in the behavior of that servant. This is the point. Now here I want to mention one important point. It is a really important, crucial point. So how to avoid the offenses towards holy name. Like in the case of I was just today morning only, I was contemplating and thinking while I was doing the japa. So in the case of the Jnanis, So bhakti, following the Gnana Marga is very difficult. Why it is very difficult? So in the case of Jnanis, what happens? Jnanis, they always keep their heart so hard, and they will not allow their heart to transform and to react to any material object, they whatever they so see in their day-to-day life. And such a strict, that means hard process they follow. So that is really a very difficult process, and they should be very careful. In the same way, not that much, but at least in that same way, until unless if we are not so careful in avoiding the offenses, our heart will not become so soft. So in the case of the Jnanis, they have to make the heart so hard, it should not react to anything. And in the devotees' case, they should make their heart so soft. So it should not be, actually, it should be so soft. And it should be so soft. And so that they will not commit even a single offense. And that is the really a challenge actually in the devotional life. And now recently also we discussed in the case of the Nama Parad. So some Vaishnava, if anyone offend, so they have to go and forgiveness, and still they are not happy. Then we have to try to please him by doing some interesting activities, some pleasing activities for him in his presence. And still he is not pleased by those activities. Then what? And understanding that not claiming anything, even we should not get, once again we should, hey, I am doing so much thing for pleasing him, but he's so hard-hearted person, and like that you should not get even a little bit also aversion, and are the any kind of the bad feeling, and you have to feel yourself as a down, and I did such a great offense, and leaving everything, not that means post position, and becoming, that means fully taking the shelter of the holy name, and with the full of the lamentation, and chanting the continually holy name, and so that, and also begging holy name, that means, so you only, and you should not feel that I did the enough holy name, now my offense is finished, that also should not come. That means how much heart should be soft actually. There should not be any hardness. If we have any hardness because of that, hey, I am following all the rules and I did this Shastra is saying I did, and still this Vaishnava is not pleased. That means still that offensiveness is there. So that's why it's really very, very Prabhupada is writing in the yesterday's Bhakti Shastri class we were discussing. So bhakti is so easy and bhakti is so difficult also, actually, the writing. It's so difficult, that direct line he's mentioning. So until unless if you don't have such a humbleness and humility, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he will be identifying himself as I'm just a worm in the stool. And that kind of feeling is not there. And if we that means hey, this is system management, that is okay, but when the devotional relations will come, and so the softness, even if one gives the punishment also, that is fully even in the management also, that is fully in the full favor of that devotee only. So only identifying that root problem, and so we need this thing we are giving, but only for the purity, only for the purification of that devotee only. And with that, such a out of the full of compassion. In the case of the Lord Shiva, he chopped off the head of Daksha. And when these other demigods, they went, and so they were standing, so to get pleased and give the solution. Then Shiva says, you know why I chopped off this head? That means Shiva means that Kal Bhairav went, And why I was angry and why my army was sent? Because for purification, his purification only I did this. So whatever anger, Shiva, he's a Yatha Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. He's a perfect example for the Vaishnavas. And his punishment, whatever we see, that explanation their acharyas are writing. And that maybe that is the 6th chapter of the 4th canto, I think. I don't know. Exactly, I'm not remembering. Or the 7th chapter. 6th canto, 4th canto, 6th or 7th chapter. So that is the thing actually. Like sometimes a child do the mistake, so father gives one. So he may give a punishment, little punishment. There is full of affection father is having, and just to correct only. And there is no tinge of the any enviousness or any revenge mentality or anything is there, then that is making our heart very hard. Then there we cannot do the devotion actually. That is not the right setup of the heart, right mood of our doing the devotion. So that's why such a humility devotees has to develop, the way these to avoid the offenses. To avoid the offenses is really challenging in our life, in the devotion life. Yes, Prabhu Ramchandra.
So this softness of heart, like when we say, it's like more or less like simplicity, like so as you say, like it's like very challenging in our devotional life, because one side we are trying to read scriptures and all, and then we on the other side we are basically trying not to be like not become very simple and humble. So how do we practice? It's not going to happen abruptly. It's going to
Yes,
take
Prabhu.
it's a long process.
Yes,
So because this is my understanding is like this is some people are very simple by nature, but some people are not. So changing
yes.
nature become very very challenging. Like how
Yes,
to
yes.
really change the nature.
Yes,
So
yes.
like is so how to keep like this thing like in our bhakti, that we have to go like say if my nature is doing
Yeah.
something and I want to do in a very rigid way, like okay everyone should be like time punctual and all,
Yes,
then
yes, yes.
we'll lose somewhere that part of softness. So
Yes.
how to cultivate that? Because doing very bhakti and becoming softness is look like very challenging for me.
Yeah, Vaidhi Bhakti is also making the heart soft, because that is bhakti only. And that's why that is the expert actually, bhakti, who is the expert in the devotion. So he is even he maintain the any rules and regulations, that is only out of the compassion. So that reality, that means that kind of a real feeling one should have. So following rules and regulations is not wrong here, but that means everything become random. But the mood, maintaining the mood behind that, the compassion and only the for the benefit and for the benefit of the others, benefit of with there is no mentality of the offensive mentality or the offensive mood, even a little bit also should not be there. So that is the point. That is the point. Internally, we should cultivate that mood actually. But externally, he'll be following rules and regulations. That's not a problem at all. But even if you ask others to follow rules and regulations, but what is the mood? I mean, out of I am following the best rules and regulations, you should follow. Why you don't do? If that is seeing that means exhibiting, that means such harshness. So and what is the mood behind this? Proving himself as better than him. For that he's saying, or just to improve that person and to uplift that person, he's saying, out of compassion he's saying. So that is the point actually. I think like the father, he's always he shows anger, but he's having fully love for the child. So no enviousness. He will never feel, father never feel any enviousness towards the child. So their example also which Shiva gives. So this is the same example he gives. Like a father is feeling compassion towards the child and giving the punishment. So that is the thing. And yeah, nature, you are asking the nature, how to change the nature. So definitely, Prabhu, because of these previous anarthas, so our heart became very hard, and so much cunningness and not transparent, and cheating, and also weakness. So many anarthas are sitting and here, and because they are not going, because why they are not going? Because of these are all actually kleshas. So kleshagni. So with bhakti itself, by continually doing and trying to do that means kirtan and shravan. Kirtan also, like especially, so kirtan like the dinata, that means vignapada, that means dainyatmika kirtan. So is done, that means previous acharyas also set the examples. So how to do the what the mood we should maintain. So doing the kirtan, when it is done with that mood, so then slowly it will go. So kleshagni is also takes time.
Thank you.
And what I want to mention, the main crucial point in the bhakti life is making the heart soft and clean. So yeah. So we'll, yes, Prabhu. It's okay, Prabhu Ramcharan.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
So next, I'm exceeding time because yes. न च मम कोऽपि नास्ति नामापराधः इति वक्तव्यः फलेनैव फलकारणस्य अपराधस्य प्राचीन अर्वाचीनस्य वा अनुमानात्. So, and also here we have to say that we cannot say that I don't have any namaparad. So kopi nasti namaparadaha mama iti vaktavya. One cannot say that I don't have any offenses towards the holy name. Maybe present are the previous offenses towards the holy name. Why? Faleneva falakaranasya aparadasya faleneva falakaranasya. So by seeing the result, we can understand the cause. If there is a nice smell, mango smell is coming in the room, means somewhere, some corner, mango is there. So that's the result. Smell coming from the mango is the result, and that means cause is mango, presence of the mango. The same way here, result is there, then we can understand the cause. So by that law, that means what is the result of the having the offenses, and so that we can see that, and then we can understand that there is a nama prada. So here it is said that if we don't have any offenses, then what? And then we will be having the tears in our eyes. That means bhava is presenting. And but if we don't have really, that means if we have the offenses in our nama prada in our heart, even after bahunama kirtanepi, that means even after doing the lot of, that means a lot of many years practicing the devotion, but still there is no symptoms of the, or the symptoms of the love. Example, symptoms are said in the Bhagavatam. Tadasmasaram hridayam batedam yadgruhyamanair harinamadheyai navikriye tata yada vikaro netre jalam gatra ruheshu harsha. So that heart is a steel framed heart. Which heart? So even after harinam, that means holy names are taken, so but still there is no changes in that heart. There are no transformations in that heart. Then that is steel framed heart. So kriyeta tatha yada vikaro netre. But if it is really, that means it is transformed after taking the holy name, then what will be coming? Jalam gatra ruheshu harsha. So then there will be tears in the eyes, and also voice is choked up, and the air seal will be standing on its end. These things will be coming as the when a heart is transformed. And if the heart is not transformed, then that is a still framed heart. That means what here, from this what we are understanding. So if by taking holy name, if our heart is not transformed, and if it is transformed, then we'll be getting at least some kind of tears, and hair is a hand, standing on its hand. And if this is not happening, heart is not transformed. That means heart is not, even after taking holy name, heart is not transformed. That means so we have offenses. Offenses. So that means many years we are practicing, 20 years, 25 years. So, but still, even there is no a little this kind of symptoms. Then we are fully diseased with we are having the piles of the offenses many times, many devotees. And because of the carelessness, because of the ignorance, because of the inattentiveness, and we don't know how many we did, and those are all has to be cleaned by just with the humbleness and with the humility, with dinata, with the humility. So taking the shelter as much as possible, whomever you know, wherever you did, whenever you did, so any offense, so just go and beg the forgiveness, and after that, so if something is not possible, still it is there, and one has to keep on. That means so crying, and so not getting these transformations. That's why so Saunaka is saying these are very important slokas actually in the second canto, third chapter. Those, so that is the symptoms we are expected actually in the devotee. So this we are not getting. So one has to take the full shelter of the holy name, and so beg the forgiveness, because we are not able to catch those devotees and ask the forgiveness. And maybe we did another offenses, then it will go. So yeah, definitely this is the mood of the bhajan. So of course, it's my point is not doing the preaching or this is not the point, but that is obviously so the Guru Vakya we should follow, and Srila Prabhupada mission that has to be done. But while doing that, one has to be careful about all these things while dealing the relations with the devotees, and many situations. Very careful. If we are not very careful, and because of the if you feel ashraddha in following this also, or laxity, following the careful devotional life is not there, then result will be late result. Yes, Prabhu. So shall we continue, or
We have no problem, Prabhuji.
yeah? And Mahaseva Prabhu, Mataji, shall I stop? Continue.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can continue.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. I need one more little time. That's one next paragraph I will finish, and I will end.
We are in which shower, Prabhu?
Which shower? This third shower, Prabhu.
Okay.
This third shower, if you finish, then other showers very quickly you can. That is just a half paragraph, and very, very simple. Those, that's one, even less than 1/3 is remaining. This is one of the more biggest shower. This is.
Is it 3.18 or 3.
This is the third shower. Anartha Nivritti.
18th. I mean, in the third shower also there are divisions, right? 3 point.
Oh, Acha, I don't know, Prabhu, that. I don't have marking in my book.
Because I'm trying to follow you in English.
Acha.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
So I'm moving to the next. So next, Tatahi Namaparada Prasanga Eva. So in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, so we are seeing the one sloka. What is that? Kete para kete parada viprendra namno bhagavata kruta vinignanti nrunam krutyam prakrutam hyanayantihi iti. So what is said here? Tadiya gunanamadini sadhyaha prema pradani api srutani kirtita tattirdhadikam sadhya siddhidam api chirat sevitam tan niveditani gruta dugdha tambuladini sadhyaha. There are, what is that? He said, so question is asked actually. So what are those offenses? By committing those, even the holy name appears like the normal materialistic name. And not only that, even the so the holy places are very purifying, but we are not getting any effect on that even after visiting those. And also the so much, that means the bhoga offered to the Lord, like the ghee and milk and tambula, that means the pan, and all these offered to the Lord, and even after taking those, so those are all actually purifying all the senses. So sarvendriya taranga nivartakani. So they are purifying the all the kinds of the attachments towards the material objects of all the senses, and such a ability they are having. But even after taking that, so we are not getting that effect. So, and they are appearing like just a materialistic, that means normal objects. And so then what are those aparadas? Because of committing those, so we are all, that means feeling the devotional spiritual objects as material, and they are not at all having any effect. Like this question was asked. This is the question. So then, nanu evam sati nama paradavataha janasya. So, and also, so Purvapakshi is saying, so then this kind of offender is equal to the person who is having the aversion towards the Lord. That means he's equal to the non-devotee only. So because even after eating the Mahaprasadam, there is no, he is not able to lose the taste for the material objects. He is taking that as simply a materialistic prasadam. And even after chanting the holy names, there is no effect on him. So then what? He is like and also how he is like what? He is like a non-devotee, and he will never approach to the further steps. If one is like this, so he's having this kind of situation, that means he was this much deceased. That means he is taken to the temple, and he was pushed in the kirtan, and he was allowed to dance, and he was getting darshan, not able to appreciate the beauty of the Lord, and not able to feel any taste for the dancing or chanting. And even after taking the prasadam, he is not feeling any attraction and nothing. And then he cannot definitely take this shelter in Guru, and also he cannot do any bhajan. So that's why he's like the Jivatma, which is having the complete aversion towards the Lord. Yes. Then what? Then what is the situation? Then what will happen actually? What is the further hope for that Jivatma? Because he is having now zero interest for the further proceeding. Because he might have committed so many severe offenses. And that's why he doesn't have any appreciation. Then what? Then what will happen actually? Like this, we can see many cases actually. We try to give the association of the devotees and we try to ask him to come to the programs, and many times, try. But no interest, not at all. And his attachment for the material things are not at all going. Then why those jivatmas are not coming? So the reason is explained here. The reason is pravartamane mahajwara iva odanadehi arochakatvad eva anupadanam iva namaparadasya ghadhatve sati tatra pumsi shravana kirtanadi bhajana kriyaya avakasha eva nasya. So if someone get the fever, heavy fever, so at that time, so what will happen? If you give any food to him, he will feel very bitter taste and he will never actually accept anything. And he will, for him, it's impossible and difficult to, it's like a poison, like so bitter, and not able to eat anything because he's also becoming weak, does not eating. And so the same way, if one have the namaparada gadhatve, namaparadasya gadhatve, that means he has a dense offenses towards the holy name. Then the person will never take up the Shravanam, Kirtanam, Bhajana Kriya. There is no chance at all taking up the Shravanam, Kirtanam. He will sit for even 2 minutes also. Immediately get up and go away from there. So this is because you should understand the severity of the case. That means that person is having that many offenses towards the holy name. So then, kintu jarasya mrudutve charantanatve odanadehi api kinchid rochakattvamiva. Like in this material world, that in the fever case, that the heavy fever. So that heavy fever, when that means the influence of the heavy fever reduced. Fever is not gone, but the influence is reduced. Then slowly, that patient will be getting the little taste in the food, and then he is able to accept little. The same way, bahudinataha bhogena aparadasya kshina vegatve mrudutve cha bhagavad bhakto kinchit matra ruchihi syad iti pumsaha prasajjati bhakti adhikaraha. So in the case of this offender who is having the very severe offenses, past offenses or previous or present, whatever. So by these offenses, then what? He will be getting some suffering. By that suffering, material suffering, definitely. That means many times, hundreds and thousands of maybe I don't know. So of births, he will be severely undergoing the material pain. Then what will happen? Aparadhas will never destroyed by the taking the punishment, but the speed of the influence of the aparadhas will be reduced. Aparadhas will be there, but the influence of those, the power of those offenses will be down, actually, bit down. It will become a little soft. Then he will get the little taste in the bhakti. Bhajana, kinchit matra ruchihi, little taste he will get. Then he will become little adhikari for the bhakti. So tatascha, then after that, yatha paushthikanyapi dugdha odanadini jirna jwaravantam Pumamsam na pushyanti kinchit pushyanti cha kintu glani karshye na nivartayitun shaknuvanti. So kalena aushada patyaha sevitaha shaknuvanti cha. So in the patient case, so now heavy fever is there and a bit reduced that the influence of fever, then he had little taste. Then what he has to do? Immediately, if he eat the healthy food, he will become strong? No. He has to take the proper medication, and if he eat the little the food, so then those will be that will be slowly digested, and something is not vomiting also, and digested vomiting. So like that, gradually, that means following the patyam, that means prescribed food only eating, and following the medicines, and then eating the food, and slowly, so he'll be getting the nourishment in his body. In the same way, tathaiva tadrushasya the bhaktyadikarinah, that means who suffered a long time for his offenses, when that influence of that offenses is reduced, then he got the little eligibility for the bhakti. So then slowly he has to start hearing the kirtana, shravana kirtana, the kalena kramena, means by the due course of the time, by hearing the shravanam and kirtana, by doing the shravanam and kirtana, so sakalam prakashayanti sadhu tamadav shraddha. So that means sakalam, that means that means adho shraddha, sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya. So all these gradually, these he will be crossing these steps and coming to the reaching to the stage of prema. So sadhu sangota bhajan. So that's why. Then after that he will be. That means one then little shraddha he got. That means, but after many then that means that person is undergoing the severe pain, and after that, fortunately, after the punishment is over, then fortunately some sadhu sangha happened. Then he will be coming in association of the sadhus, and he's got already a punishment he got. So then little taste he is having. Then he will be hearing from the sadhus, then trying to understand shravanam he is doing from them. Then after that mananam, then after that he will be getting the shravana mananam, then shraddha. Then after that, so guru padashraya and diksha, and then bhajana kriya, and like that in progress. So that's why tatah anardha nivritti sa tatah nishta, like this. So then bhajana kriya, then after that anardha nivritti, then after that nishta, he will be so progressing. Yeah. So Rukmini Mohan.
Hare Krishna. Puji, here mentioned was that the offense, because of high offenses, he lost the taste in Shravana Adi Vidhi, right?
Yes.
And then how did the fever decreased? Actually, he is having high fever, so he lost all the taste, and then he suffered for a long time.
Yes.
And because is it like because of suffering, the taste is like he get association, and then he is able to hear?
Yeah.
So how did the fever reduce? Like how did the offenses, the effect of offenses reduce? How did he
suffering
again develop
by getting the suffering? So the influence of the offenses is reduced. In the case of fever, also due course of the time, influence of fever is reduced. So that is the example is given. But in the case of the exemplified, so the density, heaviness of that, the heavy influence of offenses is reduced by the suffering, actually, punishment.
So in case case we are losing the taste, then in that case, what can be done rather than just leaving the process?
Yeah. So in our case, that's we should increase the holy name, chanting the holy name. So because now we had the taste, and we got the opportunity to understand the real problem and situation. And in our case now, whenever we are seeing the these symptoms are appearing in me, that means losing taste, and then understood, oh, that means balance is increasing, offenses we are doing much. I mean, sitting in the circle and many, so offensive devotees, offending devotees. So many offending devotees, that means such a sadhu sangha you are getting, who are always blaspheming the devotees, and all the time, that kind of environment you are in that. So then automatically you should understand that the effect will be coming from the offenses and losing the taste. Then you should be immediately alert actually. Like in case now you understood what is symptoms of the fever, then immediately you will be doing the necessary medication. Immediately you'll start. So like that. That is the purpose of this book actually. He is making us as a doctors for our own bhakti, to protect our bhakti. Yeah. So let's hear Vishwanath Thakur. So actually is really making us to understand the glory of the bhakti, and how sadhaka should be careful in his life, and how he should maintain his heart so clean and soft and so humbleness. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's that Sikshashtakam is very powerful. Is really all the total philosophy, everything is there in that Sikshashtakam. So Trunadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishna. So Amanina Manadena, that means whoever is doing the insulting us and giving the respect. So how it is difficult actually. It's like in the case of Jnanis, making hard is, is quite easy maybe. Giving the respect for the who are insulting us, and so if any other Vaishnavas are got offended, then we can definitely react. But if someone is insulting, one has to bear. And but our nature is, we will be bringing up the rules and regulation, this, that, and so hardness actually. In the heart we can exhibit. It's like Mādhurya Kādambinī is such a really very powerful actually. I am really no more. I am teaching, but I have no qualification actually. By hearing is really feeling very a lot change in our behavior actually, a lot change. Yes, so Kisha, only one paragraph, so tomorrow I will do. I should not stretch too much. Okay. Last paragraph is there that I will do tomorrow. By that Anadani Vritti will be finished. I think this is the last one. Yeah, this one. Tomorrow I will do, no problem. So if you have if you don't have any questions, so we'll wind up. So Gopijan Prabhu, you have any question?
Full of questions, Rovi. Thinking that where do we stand, how to proceed. I mean, it looks like an ocean.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
The more
it's
we
reminding us, so how much improvement we need actually. Sincerely, please pray for me. I can do some devotion and I come out from my offenses and I feel some taste. So I request all of Vaishnavas here.
If you say so, where do I stand, Prabhuji?
No, bro. I'm just so anyway. Please pray for me, and I sincerely need your prayers. Also, I will try. It's not that, and really, I want to improve my chanting and also the careful behavior towards the devotees. While class, also sometimes we get internal. I know actually some kind of ego or some kind of this. My God, this is also very.
Prabhuji, is it possible to get such qualities, especially when you are in management? I mean,
Yeah,
when you are
because
in
we know.
few years in the moment and so-called become senior, then you will be pushed into management and then you are gone. How can we
No,
develop?
management is not problem because our Bhishma Dev is a high Mahajan, and also so that's why Prabhu, if we have proper understanding of the bhajan, that means that's why Bhagavatam, each and every case is so important. The way the acharyas are explaining, especially I recommend Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentaries and also Chaitanya Charitamrita. So many cases are practically dealt and how they handle the situations. So if we learn from the previous cases, examples, so then it will create the hope. And also we need the regular monitoring and proper observation. Such a guiding guru also is important, because sometimes we are confused and we are misunderstanding the situation. So then someone need to help. Otherwise, that mistake will be carried forward. So we should also, that's why Guhya Makyati Pruchati. This Rupa Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writing such a, so these are all really very, yeah, Jiva Goswami gives the solid philosophy. Definitely in his, behind his philosophy, that there is a softness. That means he's also having so much compassion, but he clears the entire picture. That means he makes the things very clear, and so that we can understand the swarupa of the bhakti clearly, and so that we will not get any doubts, and that is also very important. There's, and but if Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's this writing so emphasizing on the humility, and so that avoiding offenses means that is only possible by the Pranada peace nature.
When I say management, you need to find
such a guidance also. Yeah.
Missing points and then trying to correct the people.
Yes. And also, especially, we need such a, now I am Prabhu. I am just what I am doing. I am taking the book and I am reading, and I am just elaborating and just adding. But really, you are all leaders and yatra leaders, and so you have a lot of these, that means followers. So such a, that means for you people, I really say that some even more mature devotee who, like great Maharajas who already underwent the various services and also now having the taste and that phases they crossed, and they will take the real examples and clarify so many things based upon the practical experience, how the problems will in the practical life, how what are the problems will arise. So really such a mature and high level presentation is needed actually on this book. So definitely I encourage all of you to get that opportunity. I am also interested in that, but but at least something is better than nothing. I tried it actually. But yes, Prabhu, I understood, Prabhu, your point. Even our Rukmini Mohan Prabhu also. So yeah, in the management when we stay, then the how to see this whole situation, how to understand, how to implement these all principles what we learn in this. That means leaving the management is not the solution. Definitely, if you see, Jiva Goswami was also manager and he managed so many things. And he was meeting with the Akbar and Vaishnava Samaj. Actually, here he was managing. Rupa Goswami was also leader for all the Vaishnavas in the Vraja. And they are all leaders. And they developed the systems. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur is like a powerful leader. Bhakti Siddhanta is also, and Srila Prabhupada. And they did so much management and also maintained their devotional life. And great Vaishnavas still are there and moving around us. So yes. Yes, Prabhu. So I definitely say there is a even better presentation is definitely required with the practical example, taking the practical examples and analyzing and telling. With the properly Shastra also is meeting, and without violating any shastric principles. Because a wrong interpretation, if we take any case, if we do case study, at the time we should not do any wrong interpretation. Like the acharyas, if we take the scenes, the episodes of the different episodes of the Bhagavatam, and very, very strictly they are doing the analyzation actually, without any controversies. So such a better maturity of the knowledge and maturity of the practicing this, both are required, definitely. So, yes. So Archana Bhakti Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm listening. I'm looking in. No questions. I mean, I'm not in the position that all of you are in. I'm just a simple housewife. So I'm just listening and learning from you.
Yes. Even in the household life also, when we have the children who are also devotees, husband is devotee, and even especially I was thinking Gurukuls also. So children, they are all from the day one, they are always dealing with the Vaishnavas, their teachers also Vaishnavas. So what will happen actually in their case also? And I was just, I don't know, but I am just presenting my understanding. What will happen, students, these young boys, because of lack of understanding of all these subtleties, they will be offending many times teachers and all the surrounding Vaishnavas, even in the Mayapur and such a big places, the Gurukulis. So they have a lot of chances to offend the many devotees because of influenced by the wrong association. And then that is not simply sin, because they are opposite people are Vaishnavas, and it turns, even normal teacher, if you comment, then it is a sin just. But if some Vaishnava teacher and if he's commented, then it is a offense. Then those will be becoming gathered, accumulated in his life, many offenses. Then after that, maybe even after, from the 5 years of childhood, he is staying in the Gurukul, and by the end of 20-25 years, so he is no interest in the devotion, completely lost the taste. And that will happen, actually, that may happen, that kind of chances are there. So even the household life also, many devotees children not at all interested. Why? That is because parents are the devotees, and behaving with them is very important actually, even for the children. And if they so roughly handled, so even wife and husband, they're all Vaishnavas, and that setting that atmosphere where offenseless atmosphere is also challenge for the Vaishnava families. Otherwise, that offense will be added for them instead of the sin, and then they will lose the taste for the holy name. So that's why we have to be careful in our boys, maybe Gurukulis or otherwise children, and yeah. Yes, program Prabhu.
Just like my small observation, maybe like what Gopijan who mentioned that like I don't know whether like I'm not criticizing anyone or at any point, but what I'm saying is nowadays I see like our society, like when it's come to management, there is more stress given to the people who are successfully managers in material world, and we are trying to take them in and putting on the spiritual organization. Like I have seen that like when there is a position like open in like say some temple or some organization in like they say like what is your material experiences. He might be a successful manager like in some company, maybe like he has done 20 years of management, but I have practically seen one example that somebody who was a very good manager, like a very successful manager in the material world, when it came to spiritually, like very first instance he failed miserably. So my understanding is that like what I'm hearing now is like a manager should actually hear Mādhurya, Kādambinī and Harinam Chintamani before really becoming a manager. Because
Yes,
like the material skills have importance, but like when they try to implement material skills on the spiritual organization, that's the biggest failure. That's I feel like that's we are experiencing. A lot of devotees are experiencing because they are giving somewhere we see more importance giving to your what is on your curriculum, what is your biodata, like what you
Yes,
have
yes.
done, what is your material
Curriculum
education.
data. Yeah, yeah. CV.
So
Yes.
that creating a lot of like difference. And then I'm personally confused, like what should I do? Should I like really increase my material qualification to show like that I can really preach or do something there? Because like otherwise people say like, oh, he doesn't have any qualification, so he's there's no need to ask him anything, like kind of like that, or his opinion even doesn't even matter, like what he's saying.
Yes, yes.
This is like the dilemma. I'm talking about my personal perspective. Like I don't know how
Yeah,
to
yeah.
handle that situation, how to balance, where to go
Yeah,
from there.
yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. That is the main. We need to have such a mature leaders who are well trained. Temple presidents also, they should be well trained. Who, because this is not a simple society. It's a Goloka society. It is an international Krishna conscious society. This is, and here very very difficult actually. Every situation is very careful, and who is really properly trained in this all the aspects of the devotion. Those people only can properly handle, and that's why training education is very very important. Uh, Leaders has to be trained, Prabhu. There is no solution actually in this. Even materially, that's otherwise material qualification we see, and material success only we monitor. We so we examine the success by the just the materially how successful they are. Even in the material world also, big temple he constructed, then he's that means outside things will become more prominent because of the that kind of appreciation, that kind of people are given importance. And so where to correct and what, I'm a simple jiva, I cannot. I'm in the small corner of this, and here I'm trying, bro. And
No, I'm
so
saying Prabhu, like for how do we like as a person like me, like how do we handle that scenario? Like it's there. Like we cannot change like by my own personal effort. I cannot change that system. But what would be my approach? Like how do I see how do I keep myself
yeah,
protected from this?
personal self, that is Trunadapisu Nichena, that is only. So that is a very heavy austerity, Prabhu. So in devotional life, the austerity is this only this. So tolerance, tolerating the so many, that means, and also not seeing that. So that's why I said devotional life is not so easy actually. It's not a cakewalk. So we have to become like, and that's why Prabhupada says, even in my mission, if I make one single pure devotee, my mission is successful. So, but we are endeavoring, and we are practicing, and we are trying to. That's why I see the several cases from the Chaitanya Charitamrita and like Haridas Thakur and such a great exalted devotees. So how they set the example actually. So, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, such a qualified people, and like our Acharya Parampara, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and also Bhaktivinoda Thakur, so many cases, Srila Prabhupada, their Jivani, their. So all the time we should be, that's why discussing, because we'll forget definitely. So tomorrow we may not be in this same situation. Now our heart is reacting. That softness may not be there. So once again, it will slowly, like if you keep the water, like what is that? In the cold place, it will once again become freezing. You heat it, then it will become water, and otherwise it will become once again freezing. So similarly, heart is by the due course of time, it will once again become hard. So and we'll also forget, and that's why we need to regularly hearing and begging the mercy of the Vaishnavas and sincerely endeavoring. So individually, that only, like that only we should develop tolerance, and we cannot change everything, whole world. Yes. If really Krishna empowers and gives the some opportunity to change systems, then fine. Definitely we should try. So we should not stop our preaching mission more. We should do it. Doesn't mean that the now this also of not following the Guru's order also is not good. So Prabhupada what he wanted, Gurudev what he wanted, and also keeping that. And now I will go and not associate and only sitting in the room and I will do, and that is also not sufficient, because but our consciousness mentally we are still having the same offenses, then that is the hardness is there in the heart. Yes.
Thank you, Guru.
I don't think so much, Prabhuji.
Hmm?
I see all of you, you're like really feeling, I mean, I don't think so much. Just do practice whatever you're supposed to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
And
Yes. But definitely that means utsahat nischayat dhairya. We should have the enthusiasm and also determine, and also we should have the patience. And we will definitely gradually reach to that stage.
Yeah.
And also we should be careful in the these things, whatever the instructions acharyas are giving from these books.
Yeah.
That care, and we should not get the fear actually. We should not get the fear, and we should. That's what Rupa Goswami is saying there. Instructions, nectar of instructions. So patient and follow, and yeah, thinking should be there. Introspect. We should be introspective, and otherwise, there is a good chance to commit these so many offenses.
Yeah.
So introspective and hopeful, enthusiastic, patient, and determined.
I'll write down.
Yeah.
You said the other day you are in Ganatarala. I think I'm still continuing in Utsahamai. I go on in that.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Ramcharan Prabhu. So anything you want to say?
So, Prabhu, one time I hear one devotee said that in Krishna consciousness, either you are moving forward or you are going down. You are not staying at one place. So sometimes I feel like after hearing this, I'm going down actually. All these things, like I was thinking like I am at 6 step. Now I'm thinking like not even 1 step actually. So after hearing this, it looked like I was in like illusion before. So my illusion is like going away where I'm right now.
Actually, I also feel same thing actually. Maybe we are in the very beginning stage of the bhajan kriya only. Just trying to actually that is frankly speaking. So definitely not nishtha. That's and also that means nishtha bhajan kriya. No, actually, we can assess actually by the whatever the things till now Viswanath Chakravarti explained. Mostly we will be at the beginning of the. I should not assess others, but at least myself. So bhajan kriya. So yeah, we had the Shraddha, definitely. So not the Komal Shraddha, so good Shraddha only, but the only point is, so trying to do bhajan, and then the process will start, purification process. And we didn't see that's Tarangarangini. Tarangarangini means getting the good name, fame, and then once is going up and down because of that. Even Tarangarangini is also not so easy actually, getting that. In a bhajan kriya, anishtiki bhajan kriya, so it is a last stage. That is really, yeah, so much attraction, so many name, so much followers. So that is also not there. So there itself we will struck actually most. Well said. Then still if one crosses that and does the bhakti, then anarthas, major anarthas will be out and then nishta will start.
One thing that so this Raganuga Bhakti, I had in that question. Can I ask?
Yeah. Why not? At least we'll come to know.
So
Because Prabhu, one second. We'll go to the market and at least we'll see. We don't have any money in the pocket. We'll go and see. Oh, acha, these are already. And maybe in the next time, if we get money, then we may purchase. But at least we'll plan for that. What is the wrong if we see the all the varieties? No problem. Ask.
So it's because Raganuga Bhakti and Vedi Bhakti, they are sadhana bhaktis. As you mentioned that somebody can start directly from Raganuga Bhakti also, like if as a lobha or greed, lollyam.
Yes.
So and we have heard that from the jivas are from anadi, we are basically captured by maya,
Yes.
and if I remember in the Bhakti Sandarbha very beginning, you mentioned there are three types of jivas are there.
Yes.
The one is a Kripasiddha, one is basically the devotees who have actually
in the previous life they did this sadhana and just one time hearing they will be getting immediately the Bhagavad Prapti.
Yeah. So from those three categories of jiva, that bhakti is the abhideya only for the devotees who have anarthas or who have offenses or who have some kind of thing.
Yes.
So my point is that when jiva is already there in this anadi, we are covered by maya, so directly Raganuga Bhakti is not possible until you go through that Vedi Bhakti or get kripa from the devotees only. Otherwise,
Yes.
he cannot really know Paratattva, because without that, because Raganuga Bhakti means you will one time, is it one time hearing what we discuss is the Raganuga Bhakti in those three categories?
What I said, Raga, Rupa Goswami is saying that so when he hears, when he hear the pastimes of the Krishna in Vrindavan, so and also the Vrajavasis, they did the devotion the way they did. So by hearing this, without without expecting any sastric pramana, that means shastra pramana or rather the yukti, and he got if he get the greed to hear again and again that, then that is known as, so then he is eligible for the Raganuga Bhakti. So now I'm understanding your question. So that means jiva which is anadikala, which is not having paratattva gnana, that jiva immediately can do this. So no, we are not saying at all that. So maybe he got some krupa of some devotees or something, and that means definitely sadhu sangha is needed in the case of the Raganuga Bhakti also, and previously might be having the sadhu sangha, such a powerful sadhu sangha, and because of that now immediately he got this kind of the lobha. So but sadhu sangha is definitely needed. Without sadhu sangha, that jivatma which is having the aversion towards the Lord will never turn to the Lord. That is pakka, that is 100%. That is so, but it doesn't, that means if someone have this kind of spontaneous attraction, but still the heart is contaminated, so that case actually is taken. He might be, but it doesn't mean that he has done the Vaidhi Bhakti. So that is not really necessary, because we are seeing that Vishwanath Thakur that already explained. That's both two sides of the leaf. He didn't say that this is the one after another. Two sides means parallel. So that is, he might be having some krupa from the Vaishnavas or something, because of the maybe something that is stopped. That means his devotion, and now he got the association, and it is waken up something.
So, but the purification is needed in order to get attracted towards Krishna, right? Prabhu? Like otherwise, like you will not get attracted towards Krishna.
No. In the Ruchi stage also, still we are not purified. We have the anarthas also. Aparadot anartha is also there. And the Ruchi stage, yeah, Sukruta Dushkrutota are finished, and Bhaktiutta is even before it is finished. But Aparadot anartha is still it is there. So that's why Aparadot anartha will be Aparadot anartha is there means even he can be having the material attraction because the offenses are there. That's the result of offenses is having the attraction towards the material things. So because of the offenses, that may be also possible. That is not due to the kleshas. So that's why he might be having the some material attraction because of the as a result of the offenses. But still, yes, he can have the greed.
I'm just thinking where that greed comes. Like, is that lobha towards the Lord?
Yeah.
What is the origin? Like how that comes from?
Rupa Goswami said that it is virala. Virala means it's rare. That means that's why he didn't discuss that the cause of that. Of course, maybe you might have done the Vaidhi Bhakti also. We are not rejecting that completely. Vaidhi Bhakti he didn't do, but he did the Bhakti, or he got Krupa, or the some influence of the Kshetra, or something maybe. So, but we are not rejecting that Vaidhi Bhakti didn't do, but it may be also cause, and he now stopped that.
Okay.
But the point is not discussed by the Acharya there. And he said that it is very rare.
But Prabhuji, yes. Sorry for interruption. By principle, bhakti can only come from bhakti. And we said this is bhakti, isn't it? That raga is bhakti. Yeah. That means certainly he got association before.
Yeah. The association is compulsory. Even he is hearing from the sadhus, maybe that from which sadhus he is hearing. So by the great influence of that sadhus also may be possible.
Like one gets that bhakti abhasa, like that they can also get raga in the association.
Yeah, that is possible. Association of the devotees are that means some kind of attraction he can get.
Not bhakti ratya abhasa, right? They get bhava in the association.
Yes.
So that is not called as Krupa Siddha by the mercy of the other devotee.
That can be also, Prabhu. So we can get the bhava by the mercy of the devotees also. Or kind of attraction also we can get by the mercy of the devotees. That is also possible. Like you see in the case of bhava also, like example, Prahlad Maharaj. So he got the bhava. So from the beginning. So how? Because of the Narada's mercy. So similarly, this kind of laulyam also they can get attraction.
Prabhuji said that laulyam, because of the laulyam, he come. The ruchi. That means it's ruchi is quite previous to bhava and asakti.
Yes.
So Raganuga Bhakti starts at ruchi. You mean to say?
We should start doing that. We should start practicing
from ruchi onwards.
Yeah. We should try. That means that's like a transition phase.
Or we should try, or it automatically develops.
No.
We should try.
We should try actually. We should try. We should try for the Raganuga. That means try means anyway. Now we got the attraction, so then we have to follow that. Otherwise, before if you start following the Raga Anubhakti, so there is a problem. We'll be doing so much spontaneous things. And that's at least the material. That means Raga by the Ruchi stage, what is happening? Sukruta, Dushkruta, Tanarthas, Bhakti, Tanarthas are all finished. From the Ruchi, before at the Ruchi stage. So that's why at least we will not be victimized by the. That means we steadily Nishtha Bhakti we did. And then what happened? So the major purification happened. Only remaining things are the what? Aparadottanarthas are remaining.
But personally, we cannot see that, right, Prabhuji? What is remaining, what is not remaining. As Prabhuji quoted the other day from third canto, Paramatma in the heart, the Lord in the heart will guide, isn't it?
Yeah, so Ruchi, yeah, definitely how to know the Ruchi stage.
If we start imagining, it will be our ego. It will be my ego.
Yeah, practically, if you ask, and Vedagopal does not know that. Vedagopal is an unpracticed doctor, actually. Theoretical doctor. Maybe though I'm trying to serve all of you, so maybe so I'm at least aspire to serve, and also that I have only greed that I will be also understanding, and I will be also getting. And if you get any better association, so in this matter, I will also ready to join to that. I want to really learn from the great devotees how to identify that ruchi, and even there's big so many things even in this in practical implementation. So we will discuss that each stage also once again. Ruchi stage and asakti bhava. These stages symptoms. Next tomorrow class onwards we'll be discussing those. Next is nishta, and after that ruchi. That is a two lines, three lines, but much is not discussed there.
One thing like today that the discussion that we did, like when somebody did like a offender considered as a high fever,
yes,
and then after a certain point of time, like because of going through suffering,
yes,
that like his fever get reduced, but he didn't get completely.
Fever is not reduced, Prabhu. We should not. The influence of the fever or otherwise influence of the aparadas is reduced. A fever case, okay, you may use, but in the case of the aparadas, you should not say by suffering aparadas are reduced, then philosophy gone.
Yeah, that's
the influence of the aparadas, you should say.
Okay, and then like, but there is no categorization like which aparadhas will go with this suffering. Like, is all type of aparadhas.
Nama pradas only, mainly. He said that on that text. Nama pradas only cause for the this kind of distaste.
And when we say influence, means like the aparadhas are there, but it's not really showing the full effect.
Yes, full effect. That is the part.
And
yeah. Yes, bro.
And if he cannot clear those aparadhas, so they will become again fully manifest later. Like if over the period of time it doesn't get clean, like so they will come back.
Since he is suffering, that influence is reduced. In that moment, if we get the association of the devotees, once again, so fortunately, that is not in his hands also. Association is fully dependent on the devotees' hands only it is. So if we get association of the devotees, then maybe there is chance. Once again, they will be giving the association, and he will be getting the taste for the hearing and developing the shraddha and going further.
Okay, Prabhu, sure. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much. So actually, I have to get up for Mangalarti also, 11 o'clock. Yeah. This topic is never ends actually. At least we should try to understand, and then we can get the confidence definitely. When this mess is clear, and definitely we'll get confidence. That is the purpose of the writing this book. So Vishwanath Thakur, when he wrote, so definitely he will be encouraging us only. So positively we'll take this, and we'll hope for the best results, and we'll pray the Lord, and we'll pray for each other's for sake also. We should pray for others also. and maybe we may not have sufficient power, but others may have. So if they pray for us, among of us, all of us, it will be nice. So we can at least expect something, some progress. Thank you very much, Prabhu. So Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanand.
Hari Hari Bol. His Grace Venugopal Prabhuji ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.